One thing is for sure, the booktubers are going to bust their shit. What's up, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Downworlders alike, and welcome to First Thoughts, where I discuss my first thoughts on each episode of Shadowhunters every week. Here's the episode on A Day of Wrath. I'm trying to keep my first thoughts very condensed this time around because there's a lot of stuff that I want to discuss, but then a lot of detail that'll have to go in for fair and unbiased. So I'm very just like, I can only mention that because then if I get too into it, I'm going to start talking stuff that should be fair and unbiased. So I'm trying to keep everything very brief this time around. I'll probably fail, I always do, but let's see how I go at keeping everything kind of short this time around. Trying to stay away from the main plot devices because that is something that I want to discuss in fair and unbiased. I'll just go straight into the thing that I've actually been wanting to talk about since I found out it was going to happen. Magnus and Raphael finally interacting. Now, as a good little video maker I am, when I found out that Magnus and Raphael were going to be interacting in this episode, I decided to crack out my copy of the Bane Chronicles and finally read the story that tells what the connection between the both of them are. I know, I'm so diligent. Yeah, I have a copy of the Bane Chronicles and I'm going to show it because I know that it's not exactly something you accuse a person of lying, but might as well, it's on hand. I have a copy of the Bane Chronicles and it's alright. I love any story that has Magnus in it. Like, I love Magnus as a character and I love to hear about his adventures, but there's a particular amount of time that you can hear a character say that every single person he meets is attractive before you get tired of reading it. There's literally like 2 pages somewhere where he says attractive like 3 times for like referring to this one man, and it's like, okay, we get it. And even Captain Jack from Doctor Who wouldn't talk this much about people being attractive. And it was just a pet peeve of mine, and it became very difficult to read the story as he kept going, they're so attractive, they're so beautiful, like a face of an angel. It's like, okay, Magnus, is there anyone you find ugly? Or just normal? Anyway, we're getting off track. I might do a book review someday, but the Bane Chronicles details different events in Magnus's life, things that we didn't get to see in the Mortal Instruments series because, well, unless there was flashbacks, we couldn't. There's different stories like what really happened in Peru, the Runaway Queen, Vampire Scones, and Edmund Haredale. Then the 6th story in the Chronicle is called Saving Raphael Santiago. And I always knew that there was a story in the book about Magnus and Raphael's connection with each other, because you see it near the end of the Mortal Instruments trilogy, but the trilogy sextuplet, it's supposed to be a trilogy, but turned into a sextuplet. I'm not going to get into that either. You see that they did have a history together, so they wrote a story about how they met. And as not a fan I am of Cassandra Clare's writing anymore, it was a very touching read. It detailed how they met and what they got up to together and what led them to be where they were, where you see them in the Mortal Instruments books. And I'm glad I read it before this episode because it made everything that I saw in the episode A Day of Wrath a lot more touching, especially since Magnus referred to the Downworlders as his children, because spoiler corner here for the Bane Chronicles. Spoilers right in everywhere. Magnus raised Raphael when he was first turned into a vampire. And it's nice because, as Magnus said, he can't have children. So seeing that he finds a way around it and he helps Downworlders who are in need and he considers them as children. And I'm not sure if Raphael was exactly the first person that he did this for, but it was definitely a new thing for Magnus in the story to have to raise a vampire to basically pretend to be a human, because the whole point was Magnus was looking for Raphael because Raphael's mother came and said, look, my son has done something stupid, he's away hunting vampires and I think he might be dead. And Magnus said, alright, I'll go look for him. But he found him as a vampire. He didn't find him dead or alive. He found him as a vampire. So he tried to raise Raphael to act human so that he could live with his family. And it was really nice and really touching. And it gave a nice insight into Magnus' backstory and Raphael's backstory. And as much as I don't like the Bane Chronicles that much, it was a touching story. It was nice. And as I say, it gives a better insight into what's going on now. Whether they're sticking with that story for the Raphael and Magnus background, I don't know, but I just love the dynamic that the two had, the sort of father-son thing going on. and that Raphael didn't know where else to go after Victor tortured him. I want to see more of Magnus interacting with the Downworld and the people that he's friends with. If I could, I'd rather not be Camille, but we'll get to that in a minute as well. So yeah, it was really nice, and I want to see more because I love them both interacting together. They're just both two good characters. They're great characters. Need more interaction. We need more Simon interaction as well, because that talk on the balcony, whoa, the emotions. But I'll discuss that in Fair and Unbiased. Clary and Alec are working together again. Briefly, I was about them together. I've never been so on the Clary and Alec bro TP. To me, it's nice when they get along, I guess, but I'm not standing it. I'm just sort of, okay, that's nice, they're getting along. So I was alright. This was alright, but it was funny to see their interactions together. I do enjoy to see the kind of bitterness and kind of, I don't know how to explain it. They're never quite like friendly, like skipping arm in arm, talking, gossiping to do with Isabelle. More just sort of, it's always very sort of professional and tense and sort of like never sort of relaxed. But I did find it amusing that Clary had to run to keep up with Alec. Like even as she was running towards across the road to where the heat signature was, she was running and Alec was able to keep pace with her, was just taking long strides. That was funny. I enjoyed that. And I do enjoy their interactions. Like, it's nice to see them getting along. It's nice to see them, like, talking and stuff. And it's good to see them having a healthy relationship, because God knows it would be awful if they were just always, like, oh, you said I was gay before I came on. Oh, you freaking hurt me. You freaking... That would be exhausting after a while, and terribly out of character for Alec anyway. I don't know about Clary. I'm not, as you know, I'm not a fan of Clary, but yeah, it'd be very out of character and just sort of, okay, can we move on from the hatred? So it's good to see that they're actually doing stuff together and they're not actually holding animosity together. It could be because they now know where Jace is and things are a bit more relaxed. So it's good to know that they're not going to be constantly like pointing the finger and hitting each other, because as I said, that would get so boring. Fuck, shit, we got more sibling dynamic in this episode. I'm loving it. If you've seen my other episodes, you know that I love the sibling dynamic between Alec and Isabelle. Like, yeah. To be fair, I knew from the trailer that both Alec and Isabelle were going to get possessed at some point. Yeah, when Isabelle comes all rocking in like, oh, yeah, I killed such and such. What are you going to do about it? I was like, bitch, back the fuck up. Don't touch my Isabelle. Anytime anyone touches Isabelle, I take it as a personal attack on me. Hence why I'm wearing my Isabelle shirt today. Don't even try, honey. We got this covered. Trust me. Do you really think Alec is going to let a demon friggin' kill his sister? I don't think so. Which brings me into Clary the Mary Sue again. Another discussion for Fair and Unbiased that'll be so fun. But back onto the main point. Sibling dynamic. I love it. As soon as Isabelle was like back to normal, it was all gathering her up in her arms and hugging, and I was like, yes, yes, keep hugging, keep being siblings. I love it. It's so weird that I get so excited about them being siblings, but yeah, you never saw enough of that in the books. It's like, love each other. Show us how much you care. We love it. It's great. I'll also discuss what the demon made Isabelle say in Fair and Unbiased, because that was very interesting indeed. The Camille plot. It's no secret that I hate Camille. I hate Camille with a burning passion. I even forced myself to read her story in the Bane Chronicles, one of them anyway, and I still hate her. Even reading her through Magnus's goggles when he loved her, I still hate her. And that's not just from a Malik shipper's point of view. I just hate Camille Belcou. I cannot stand her. And if you want to see my notes right here for Camille, yeah. I can't... No, honey, go away. No one wants you here. I'll discuss more of the stuff that Camille and Magnus talked about in Fair and Unbiased, but I feel like the First Thoughts is a good place to sort of just get out my distaste for the woman, because she's a fucking bitch. Okay, that's a bit unfair. No, it's not. She turned children. She was biting children. No, she is a fucking bitch, okay? I don't like her. I don't like her at all. And that's not being unfair. I just don't like her. Even through reading the Mortal Instruments books, I still don't like her. I hate her. She's a bitch. It's just, I can't really say why I don't like her without sort of talking about what happens in the books. And I can't really say that because who knows, it mightn't even happen the way it happens in the books because they haven't been doing it so far, which is great. I hate the books. So maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe she'll redeem herself. I can't see it happening, but maybe she will. Who knows? So far, it's not encouraging. The way she was sort of twisting everything, trying to play with Magnus's emotions to get free. Because you know that's what she was doing. She wasn't saying like, oh, you know, I love you. We loved each other. I'm immortal too. I'm the only one who you can really see all the time. I won't die. That was emotional manipulation, people. And if you see it as anything else, well, then I can't help you. You're deluded. But yeah, I will discuss the actual meaning of everything that they talked about in Fair and Unbiased because I can't hear. Because it'll get too detailed, and that's not what First Thoughts is about. First Thoughts is about expressing first thoughts, and I think I've perfectly communicated to you guys how much I think Camille is a fucking whore. Real punk ass bitch she is. Sorry, Magnus. But I know you think so too. It's just hard because of your past, I get it. Lydia and the arm-breaking incident. Oh my god. This is going to be a weird thing to talk about as a first thought, as in a general consensus of the episode. But oh my god. I hate broken arms. You can have a broken arm with your cast and everything, that's fine. But if I am forced to witness the actual snapping, I scrunch into a tiny little snail and I'm just like, oh, cringe city, ow. I know it's supposed to like properly like portray how painful it was, but ow, oh, it turned me, it did. Out of everything that was happening, there was people with big massive holes in their chests, and I was just turned by Lydia getting her arm broken by Raj, or Demon Raj. It was just, ugh. Well, that's it for First Thoughts again. As usual, they were first and very thoughtful. As I said, I had to avoid many details. Most of this episode was just me relaying to you how much I think Camille is a fucking bitch-ass hoe, but hopefully there'll be a more professional episode of Fair and Unbiased where I give her a better chance. That's not gonna happen. But yes, I'll see you at the end of the week in Fair and Unbiased where I'll discuss all the little details that happened in this episode. Maybe give Camille a second chance. And maybe even be calm about everything that's happening. And I'll talk about what actually happened. That whole one shadow hunter's going to die thing. Booktubers are going to have a field day. Oh my god. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh no. Booktubers are going to come out of their hole. That didn't happen in the books. That doesn't make sense, even though I'm not applying logic or rational thought to it. I don't know why I'm giving them a mustache. Most of them are girls. Was that a shot at the booktubers? Oh, what are we going to do in this world where someone finally calls out the booktubers? Actually, there's a whole tag for it in Tumblr. You should go check it out. It's actually very amusing. But yeah, has anyone actually done it on video? Booktubers are going to complain about this twist that happened, even though they haven't watched the promo, probably, for the next episode. So let's watch them all complain without applying rational thought again, shall we? Should be fun. We could even do a live stream if I knew how to. Someday I'll do live streams so we can just watch the booktubers just spout the first thing that comes into their heads. That's what this is for. Have a first thoughts and then have an episode where you apply rational thinking to it. I just saved review videos. I'll see you next week, Shadowhunters, Angels, and Downworlders alike. And remember, if your sister has black eyes, that's probably a warning sign to get the fuck out.
Shadowhunters believe in the law as absolute. They can never conceive of one of their own going astray.